Welcome to We Live in Color. I'm your host, Deontay Damper. Now, before we start the show, I need you to like, share, and subscribe to Converge. You can learn more about the 100th episode of We Live in Color coming up. Go to whereweconverge.com to see why Black media matters. And it is so important because I have an opportunity to finally get somebody who actually came here during my first season, but they are in their new pathway as executive director of Queer the Land, Evana Enabulele. Nope. I'm gonna get it right here. Get me right. Enabulele.
Yeah.
She literally just cussed me out this whole night, got me together, and she said, "You got it messed it up on the screen." And we're gonna sit here and we're really gonna talk about liberation. Mm-hmm. And I think that one of the things that I just respect before we can get into SGN, I just respect about your work is that you're unapologetic about people being liberated.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's something that's missing.
Yes.
And another thing that we're missing is SGN. What's going on this week?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Seattle Gay News Community Brief. I'm Madison Jones, and welcome back, Maddie Mooney.
Woo. Thank you. You all have been missed.
Yeah, we've been missing you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back after a brief hiatus.
Yeah, especially as we're getting towards the end of the season. Like, we need a little more Maddie time.
Absolutely. But I do hear that you have something new in store for us.
Yes, so we're going to skip over the M&M segment because we got something a little new. As we're getting towards the end of the season, we got a lot of, especially you, so much experience with community work and everything that Deontay has procured us a set of questions. So we're going to do something a little different. We're going to call it the We Live in Color quandaries here. So we're going to have our bowl here with a bunch of different questions. We're just going to pull one, chat about what it says, and then that'll be our segment. So would you like to do the honors?
Okay, I will have my eyes closed. Let's hope this doesn't fall over. Okay. Our quandary is, why is it important that marginalized people have platforms run by and composed of each other? So representation, I would assume that means. Do you want to answer that first, or would you like me to take a crack at that?
I mean, I have a couple thoughts on it. It's been interesting, working for a newspaper, right? So like back in the day, mainstream media and just spaces we're not accepting of various groups, including LGBT people. And so because of that, our community had to create our own systems, our own newspapers and bars and other spaces. Absolutely. So as we thankfully have become a more accepting society and institutions like colleges and businesses and the government has opened up space to be we won't discriminate against you. We want to have, folks of varying perspectives. There's been kind of a question as to whether how important is it to have kind of these separate things for the community, or should there be more of a focus of trying to integrate into kind of mainstream things? For me, I kind of have mixed feelings on it because I do think it's important that especially coming from the trans experience, seeing what's going on right now, that especially trans feminine people have more visibility and opportunity to be more authentic and multifaceted for folks, because I think there's still so much lack of just knowledge or understanding of who trans people are and what they're like. But at the same time, I feel mainstream media outlets and things are just have their own motivations, whether that be making a profit or whatever. So I think there's definitely shortcomings or limits to how, I guess, helpful or supportive they're going to be. I think ultimately, regardless of how accepting they are, there still needs to be those spaces. But I'm really curious to know what you have to think.
Yeah, I think I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I think that, you're right that, our institutions, our government, our slightly more accepting than they once were. And also, we're seeing like a huge recoil, right? Even before the recoil, there was a slight recoil in how open those institutions and government also were. And I think that because of a lot of that, because there's, transphobia still exists, because homophobia still exists, because racism still exists, because of all of these isms that still exist, I think that oftentimes people who don't embody the experiences of marginalized people, specifically from the perspective of the people being spoken about, I think that we can think that we are reliable narrators on experiences that we don't personally have, but I think oftentimes we are not reliable narrators on on experiences that we generally don't have. We live very different experiences, very different perspectives as a result of those experiences, and I think who better to be able to tell one's story, one's history, than those living those histories and those stories themselves. And I think, being integrated into the mainstream, from my perspective, still means, right, that we recognize that, like, there are truths that I am categorically unable to tell because those truths are not my truths, right? And I would be doing a disservice to the people who do live those truths by assuming that I am the expert and or someone who can reliably speak on those truths. And I think there's room for that within a society that still considers, I think, our communities mainstream, right? Because I think that on some level, we are mainstream, right? Like we're not still, slinking around and getting arrested. Well, to some degree, for who we are, but I think there's still space for that, and I think that like all of us individually should be able to like recognize that like if this is not my truth, I can't tell it the way that this person might be able to tell it, So that is my 2 cents, my story, and I am sticking to it.
Yeah. So many great points. And having this conversation, I'm just so grateful that, we get to be a part of Converge, because Converge is that space for folks. And of course, the SGN has been that for the LGBT community too. So
absolutely.
That'll be all from us this week on that. We'll be doing this for the rest of the season. So more questions, more quandaries to come.
Absolutely. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. All right. Back to you, Deontay.
Oh, Eminem, I love y'all so much. We couldn't have this season without you. And when we come back, Evana, you're watching. We live in color. We live in color. We live in color.
Experience the revitalized spirit of the Seattle waterfront at Coleman Commons, a premier event space where modern luxury meets local charm. Unwind in our serene wellness spaces or find inspiration browsing unique exhibits from local artists. Our space offers the perfect backdrop to connection with friends, neighbors, and community. Fit from everything from company galas to your girl's birthday party. Looking to book a space for your event? Visit ColemanCommons.com today.
Every night inside the studio, history is captured. Moments of profound vulnerability, moments of fierce accountability, and unforgettable moments of pure Black joy and creativity.
This isn't just a broadcast. The pop-up on Converge Media's Seattle living, breathing archive of Black excellence in urban culture. For months, you've wrapped up your night with us at 9 p.m., but the conversation is growing, and we need you at the table just a little bit earlier.
Set your reminders and join us live every weekday evening at 7 p.m. Same raw truth, just 2 hours earlier. Stream us on your phone, your TV, and everywhere you get Converge. The town square opens at 7 p.m.
And welcome back to We Live in Color. Rana, welcome to the damn show.
Thank you.
I just want to kind of get right into the nitty gritty.
Come on.
Because I've been waiting for you to come back here for 4 years. And I think that, one, congratulations on the new position.
Thank you.
You really, really deserve, pull the mic up a little bit. Because I think you really deserve it, but community deserves you, right? But I really wanted to talk too, like, what got you into the movement?
Initially, like baby Evana.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say when I was like, I'm 32 now. So Mike Brown, moving to Seattle, and I was driving on 23rd in Union, and I was like, oh, they're holding, like, what, like, you know, what's going on? And I just got out of my car and was like, I need to join. I'm not a person who can see injustice or just something out there. And I'm like, I got time. I can come out and do this. Like, and that's really what it was. It was devastating to see. And then feeling a sense of powerlessness, not being able to, I was working at the city as well. So like not being able to, like how can I as a person enact some sort of change? And then after that, just doing a lot of direct action, putting my body on the line. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Right.
But honestly, just those things, seeing that happen and wanting to have a say in the matter, being able to enact some sort of change, and not being able to be a person who can just let things happen.
Right.
You know? We have the power to make change in so many ways, and I wanted to be a part of it.
And it's been such a big pattern in community, right? Because we went through that with Mike Brown, and then, of course, we know 2020 and with George Floyd, but also we were able to see this new movement of the prioritization of queer folks in intersectionality. Being able to check our own community about that was probably the hardest thing. But when I say Tawaxin, y'all came through, but really just making sure that folks had to learn how to prioritize, because some don't have the tools. What was your experience working with the crew?
With Tawaxin?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it was everything. That was such a time. We came here. I was still part of Queer the Land and Tawaxin, so that was Maddie's a part of Tawaxin, Maddie Mooney, and then me, and I was part of Queer the Land, and then we have our really good friend Renata. We did a lot of we formed this event called Taking Black Pride, which was everything. You ate. You got a fan. Come on.
You ate. You got a fan and a man in your hand.
Okay.
Those are bars.
And a plan. I don't know.
And a plan. Yes.
But that came out of CHOP.
Yeah.
And seeing no shade, but I guess a little bit of seeing like the programming and like the things, and like, you know, I respect what was going on, but also feeling like, where the hell are we? Where are we in this mix, and how can we, with the resources that we have, make something happen? So it's that. But when I think about Tawaxin, I think about mutual aid. I think about the work that we did together with other organizations during the beginnings of COVID. So like working with United Way, doing food distribution and having like folks go and shop at the Central Co-op, working with Tawaxin, doing like the Thrive makeup and the food. Also just seeing how Tawaxin mobilized with the passing of our good friend Constance, and being able to have them pay for people's plane tickets, and to see 30, 40 people from Washington be in Florida was just like, I get like chills talking about it. So when I think about our work, it's just like Maddie was saying earlier around, it's a 24-hour job. What resources do you have? What can you do that's seen and unseen? And how can we make it happen? I think, in closing, the government fails us all the time. And it is up to us to care for us. And that makes me think of like community care. That makes me think of how would you want like your family to be treated? What can you do with what you got? So when I think of Tawaxin, I think of the scrappiness. I think of the ingenuity. I think of the creativity. And they're everything.
Yeah. And shout out to him, because honestly, our show, the idea from the show came from y'all, right? being able to make calls, trying to get the voices of queer folks and our community also saying, wait a minute, take a deeper dive and get back to us, right? And it's so I so appreciate that. But what y'all also taught us is that things can be immediate. They just be playing in our face.
Man.
And that also just like leads, like, as you're building that momentum, how did you within these past 4 years, how did you navigate, like, because I feel like we all get that high of doing that organizing, and then all this other stuff starts ricocheting. How did you navigate yourself through that? Because I had a hard time.
I think it's an ancestral, psychological, a lot of endurance is what I would say. It's not normal is what I will say. If you're talking about myself personally,
Yes.
It's not normal often to stay in a high stress environment and stay there. So that's what I would say is that it is, I'm a very spiritual person. It has been difficult to weather the storm of like financial difficulties, personal and like organizational, or just the needs of community. When I think about community care for myself and for others and being able to like give and receive, it's such a difficult question, but also an easy question to stay that like, sometimes I don't know how I stayed. I think if you've done this work long enough, you know that it is very, very difficult to stay in one organization, one position, one home, whatever the case may be. But I would say the support of my partner is having a solid relationship, a solid foundation is everything. Having mentors like Karen Toring and also Andre Franklin. Andre Franklin has given me the most solid advice in my life of just sticking to your guns and being consistent. So I don't know if that necessarily answers the question other than that it is not normal to endure these challenges. And I think what is happening for me is that it is paying off tremendously.
Because you have your village too, right? And being able to create that village. And, I do want to get into your history with Queer the Land and embarking on this new position.
Yeah.
What is that like?
Yeah, I joined Queer the Land was founded in 2016 in July 15th. We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary.
Clap it up, studio. Clap it up.
So that's amazing. But me personally, I joined Queer the Land in 2019. And that was because I stopped organizing for a year and a half. And I said, if I want to join another organizing group, I want to make sure that like, if something's going on with your grandmother, or there's something going on with you, that I'm not just like doing direct action with people that I don't even know. And so I took a year and a half to be like, my community does care about me, but I also have to receive the care and I also have to care about myself. And so I joined Queer the Land. And I was like, oh, wow, this is nice. There's food, there's community, there's karaoke. Like if you know about Queer the Land, there's always gonna be some karaoke. So it was joining a space where I could be like, I'm having housing insecurity too, no matter how long I work for the city of Seattle. Because, when you're an organizer, you're not just supporting yourself, you're supporting your family. I was supporting my sister. I was broke as hell.
Yeah.
And I just said, like, I want to join something where folks can see me in my totality. And so after that, I decided to join the housing team. I knew nothing about housing other than my personal experience, which was doing the affordable housing mess. And getting some training and support. Eventually I was able to work with like the Equitable Development Initiative and get the house. And this is not just me. There's so many people behind the scenes that were making this happen.
Trust me. Queer the Land has helped so many different organizations, and not striving to be the biggest, just the best. And I think it's just more so of like, people go for profit, y'all go for people.
Yeah.
And that's not any offense towards any organizations. Please go
quality,
right,
not quantity.
Right.
Doing one thing.
Right. And now you're embarking in this executive role, right? What is that like?
I think it's a complex. I think given the optics may not look the best, being candid, but is much deserved for sure. And I'm working on claiming it as such because I think it's been a challenge to. I wasn't always this. I think if most people would be like, I thought you always have been the director, but it has been amazing. It has been challenging as well. I think when you've been in an organization for so long, but I think I know having power is great, and I think I would like to show in this role that power is not bad. Power is good, especially if it's a person who can deal with what comes with having power and making those decisions. And I want to demonstrate that. We've been getting a lot of support from Karen Touring and also Spring Up. And I have been leaning into the fact that I like having power. I'm a person who does well being in a position of power, and I'm not going to act like that is not true. Okay. So
and on that note, because that was all a mic drop, but we're going to I definitely want to be able to get call to action and the We Live in Color tribute right after this break. But honey, that was a mic drop. You watching We Live in Color and we dressed in all black.
Black women in Washington faced more than twice the risk of syphilis in 2024, but cases are falling as we learn the facts and look out for ourselves. Yet 1 in 10 pregnant cases were among Black women, but more than half of potential congenital cases were prevented with early care. Early testing makes a difference. Get tested and protect yourself. Protect your child. Protect the community.
Discover the new heartbeat of Seattle's waterfront at Coleman Commons, the Emerald City's premier event space where culture, creativity, and community come together. Looking to book a new space for your event? Visit ColemanCommons.com today.
When our community seeks answers, we just don't report the news. We hold the space for the solutions. The Pop-Up, bringing you face-to-face with policymakers, change makers, moving your city forward. Unfiltered, unapologetic, and essential. And now, we're going to come to you a little bit earlier. Tune into The Pop-Up weeknights at 7 p.m., where culture meets Converge. And welcome back to We Live in Color. And this is my favorite time of the show. You want to hold my hand for it? It's a little moist. Who has helped you? Who has helped you live in color?
Ooh, damn.
And it could be more than one.
I wrote it in. Okay, I always like to talk about my grandmother, Edouze, and that's also my baby's middle name. Okay. But just love. Like her loving, giving nature, not always understanding us as as people, and I say us as in like queer folks, or just understanding why do you have piercings and things like that, but just being accepting and showing genuine love and care. She was everything. She helped raise me with my family, and has just been a guiding star. Rest her soul. She helped me live in color. And I'd also say an additional person is Nina Simone. Her spirit, the way that she's like, one day I wish I could fly. You just like the way that she would just like the way that I've been able to articulate myself, I try to mimic her. So I would just say that everything about her soul, her essence, and her music. Yeah.
Okay. Can we clap it up for that? I got to shout out our amazing director who hosts the show, All My Friends Are Dope, and lead in Converge Music. You said that Nina Simone, he almost jumped out his seat. So,
when I'm feeling low, I could just
and just vibe out. And I've always loved Queer the Land, especially in the spaces of just being able to create space. And I think that leadership is not when you walk ahead, it's when you walk along. And I've always found that great about the organization. And what's up next? Is there anything else the community needs to tap into?
Yeah, I would just say that right now we're closing out our summer camp. Okay. So that's happening. But we are just finalizing our contract with the second edition of the Equitable Development Initiative. We just got some funds. So look out for some calls to action when it comes to joining our housing team. This is the second iteration of our housing team as we start beefing up back our structure, our membership structure. So if you want to have a say-so in community housing cooperative living, if you're interested in a land trust, which is the Evergreen Land Trust, which we are a part of, and I'm also the vice president of.
Okay.
Then there we go. You can join that. But we are going to be going through construction with Amy Works. So Queer the Land will definitely look a little bit different. But I would just say some volunteer opportunities. One that also comes to mind is if you want to have some skill building when it comes to the outdoor program, you can have a say-so in how we build out our backyard. And things like
Can we
that.
please clap it up for Queer the Land, please? Now, before we get out of here, I mean, you said what was going on with Queer the Land, but I just feel like you just said Nina Simone, so I'm going to need you to look in this camera, give community that call to action that they deserve. You don't want to.
Oh, wait. I just drew a blank. I'm like, can we start over? What call to action am I supposed to say?
What is so funny, because they were looking like, what? I don't know if I want to do it. But just whatever message you want to give to community. If it could be a message, I done seen your post, so you got one.
Ooh, yeah. Like, how does one get the knock? I don't want to cuss.
Say whatever you want.
Okay. We can't cuss, right? You can cuss?
No,
You cannot cuss.
No.
Okay. What I will say, okay. I can start now.
Uh-huh.
Respectability politics get you nowhere. And it is often, okay to be yourself. I do think there is a time and place for a lot of things, but in this world, it is always best to be yourself, and the right opportunities will come when they need to. Yeah.
Don't be like nobody else. Be your mother self.
Literally, be yourself.
Because that's where the greatness comes in. And you're a part of that greatness.
And power is good for the right people.
Power is when it's power for the people. Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just definitely want to thank you for coming in. And if there's anything that our office can do, meaning this studio, these cameras, we would love to definitely tap in with Queer the Land, because y'all are always space creators, and we would love to make sure we lift up that space.
I would love for y'all to come and see the house once it's done. It's been a labor of love to do all the editing processes and stuff. So when the house is done, please come by.
Eric, we going house hunting. It's like,
Beacon Hill.
Beacon Hill.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, community. Remember to tap in with Converge every week, every Thursday at 8 p.m. You can watch the pop-up before me, but make sure you tap in with the colors after. Make sure you walk with love. Have a good night. Hey everybody, Deontay Damper. To learn more about our blog posts, community events, and more, go to whereweconverge.com.